stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. Jack, we Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, I'm back. Season 2, we here. Next level, bigger and better. Let's go.
See me letting go. I'ma lose control. I'm not afraid to fall. Watch me drink it and feel it all.
8 p.m. Monday night, so you know it's time to tune in to the Afterglow show. Shout out to Kofi and the fam, you rattlers, the football historian. The audience is pouring in at this time like Jackson State playing Grambling. Both hosts like quarterbacks, but ain't scrambling. The Alcorn state of mind that I'm in got me blending in, but standing out like Tiger Skin. Shout out to TSU and all the recruits, turning down big schools for HBCUs. They changed up the scheme, so we changing the scenes. Money for our likeness is nice, but this means we gotta give it all that we got in this game. Black college grad myself, all with the pain. Pick, run, hit, or throw, that's your option. Discussing the coaches' wins and the losses on the Afterglow.
See me letting go.
Scotty, you went crazy.
I'ma lose control.
Every Monday night at 8,
I'm not
super crazy.
afraid to fall.
Featuring
Watch me
Kofi and your
drink
boy
it
Scotty.
and feel it all.
You know what time it is?
Go,
Let's,
go,
you heard me. Let's,
go,
season 2.
go.
Enjoy.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Listen, you tuned in to the Afterglow show. Usually we do this on Monday night, but it was a natty. I didn't want to really hold y'all, you know what I'm saying, because we had to talk about it, and then I would have had to wait a whole another week to bring it up, so it didn't make too much sense. So that's why we pushed it to Tuesday. All right, listen. So you already know what it is. First thing first, go ahead and like the stream. Stop playing. I don't know why this is so hard for some of you Bammers out there in the streets. All right, go ahead and like the stream. But anyway, you already know what it is. This is the Afterglow show, and the Afterglow show will be nothing on my boy. Go MWay!
What up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy?
What is going on, Cole?
Yeah, it's all good, man. You know, I was having a little moment and stuff, still wishing people Happy New Year a week later and everything, but yeah.
Hey man, you know it's a new year. It's a new day. It's a new year.
I still be putting 2022 down and be like, oh wait, let me change that right there.
That's facts. Now that's facts. Like I still be writing that junk down as well. I'd be like, is it? I'm like, it is. I'd be like, it is 23. It is 23. But hey man, that's what happens when you that first month. That first month gets you. That first month gets you. But after Martin Luther King holiday, you kind of settle into the new year and be like, hey, back to the same old. You know what I'm saying? Ain't as much special as always. But hey, listen, guys, we got a full deck show for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? I know it's the off season. I know recruiting's going crazy. I know people are leaving. As I say, the transfer portal giveth and it taketh away. All right. So that is what's going on in these streets, but we're going to give it to you. We'll keep it live and fresh and funky for you guys. All right, listen, first thing first, up the bat today, I'm starting a new clothing line. New university, Bama University. Bama University is.
Come on, Bama.
Bama, listen, not Alabama, okay? Not Alabama. They wish they could be this cool, all right? Bama University, make sure you enroll now, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm not like fam. I got compliance directors, okay? I'm not like Jackson. I don't need Dion to boost me up. All right. I'm not like Bethune. I ain't got issues with my campus. Listen. This is a real university. We just a step below Phoenix. Okay, we just a step below Phoenix University. All right. Bama University, make sure got merch coming, got merch line. We'll have a mascot and everything. So I'm telling you, just stay tuned. Bear with me.
Hey, is Bashawn McCray y'all quarterback though?
Now, why would Bashawn McCray be my quarterback? Who says we even do sports? Who says we even do sports?
I was just checking.
Does Phoenix University do sports? No, they do. I said we a step below Phoenix. Okay. Step below.
So,
Phoenix.
like I said, it's Bashawn.
You know what I'm saying? Step below Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And it you know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for Bama University. All right. So it's coming to us. You gonna see, I'm gonna have the merch on first, of course.
All right, merch. Let's go merch.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Bama University. All right. You can pledge Bama fight.
B5B. Bama 5 Bama.
You know what? I was thinking about like the Revenge of the Nerds, Lambda.
Come on, man. Bama.
Bama.
BBB.
Bama.
Beta.
Hey, man, that's what we doing out here in these streets. Bama. You know what I'm saying? Give me a Letterman jacket or something.
Let me see. Bama Mu Alpha.
Yeah. Nah. I like Bama or Bama 5. I like that. Bama 5. Yeah, I like that. Gotta like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know what our stroll would be or something like that.
Well, that was scary right there, boy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, okay, if the Kappas got a cane, let me see. You probably get like a baseball bat, you know. Wow, swing it, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody gonna get hurt. Somebody's bound to get hurt.
Yes. Maybe like, you know, maybe like I don't know, man. Maybe like nah, I ain't gonna go that far. But all right, anyway, yeah. So we probably get a baseball bat, be like B 5B. Hey, baseball bat. Bama. Yeah, it all works. It's all B's, baby. You know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, the Bama bat. Yeah.
But watch this. So is the mascot gonna be the bees or is it gonna be the bats?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Gotta have a mascot.
I did. Okay, so I wanted to do a ram. I don't know why I like the ram. I was gonna say the Bama Rams. But I like the Bama Bats. I didn't even think I like that, Cove. I might have to change it up, baby. I like the Bama Bats. I might
Bama Vampire Bats.
No, come on, man. Why you gotta be so extra, bro? It's just the Bama Bats. It ain't gotta be Vampire Bats. It's the Bama Bats. See what I'm saying, dog? Come on. See, that's why you can't have no serious conversation with you. We try to have some serious.
I like the Bama Bats though.
I do. I think that sounds pretty good, Bama Bats. I like that. Yeah, I'm saying Bama Rama. Oh, I like that. Bama.
That could be an event. The Bama Rama.
Bama Rama. Yeah, Bama Rama. I like that. I could name my Ram Rama or Rama, the Bama Rama. You know what I'm saying? Like. I like that, man. Y'all some geniuses out here in these streets.
But you know, you got to be original. There's a lot of Rams out there. Ain't a lot of bats. Name another mascot that's a bat.
That's true. A bat. Well, dang, that is a bat. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna get somebody. Yeah, I'm gonna get somebody to draw me up a bat. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna get somebody to draw me up a bat.
The
nice
Batman of Bama, Fabema. Yes, sir.
we gonna have a spotlight.
Boy, y'all recruiting season be off the chain. Boy, you put that bat sign up down.
Oh, come on. Oh, the bat.
That bat signal, boy, be bringing everybody out.
Hey, that Bama Jamma. That's good. Bama Jamma.
5 Bama Jamma.
5 Bama Jamma. Hey, 5 Bama Jamma. Y'all Bama be thinking out here. But that bat symbol will be funny though. Man, that the Batman of Bama 5 Bama. That's
the Batman.
The Batman. I like that. That's different. All right, let's let's get into today's show, man. I'm done with y'all. But Bama University is real though. All right, so
let's go.
Yeah, I ain't playing with y'all Bamas. All right, so Bama University is real. All right, so we coming. All right, top 5 Black sitcoms. All right, now based on Kofi's age and based on my age, our top 5s are going to be completely different. But in the chat, make sure, because he gonna have some stuff that was on black and white television, and that wasn't my era. Okay, so make sure in the chat you list your top 5 Black sitcoms that you think, and let us know whose list is better. All right, Kofi. Top 5 Black sitcoms. Go ahead.
I don't know why I put scan. All right. So I'm going to say.
I saw that, but I was not going to text you. I was like, because that is not black. That's not a black sitcom, but I'll let you rock. Right. I wanted people to know what you really thought.
It wasn't a sitcom. Anyway, so I'm going to go with The Cosby Show, A Different World. I got Scandal up there because you couldn't mess with me on no Thursday with my girl on there. Good Times and The Jeffersons.
Okay. All right. That just sounds old. A lot of that just sounds old. I ain't even gonna hold you. For me, all right, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Dog, listen. And it was a real close. Martin and Fresh Prince were like literally neck and neck for me. You know what I'm saying? So
that was solid. That's solid. Yeah.
So I will say this. I think I wasn't going to put The Cosby Show because I think that is like the standard of black sitcoms. I think everybody universally would be like, okay, Cosby Show put everybody on. You know what I'm saying? Like started the whole trend of black sitcoms and stuff like, or to that level of magnitude, like how big they were, right? So I wasn't going to put The Cosby Show. Everybody pretty much likes The Cosby Show, so that's whatever. But for me, Martin is number 2. Steve Harvey Show. People sleep on this. Listen, the Steve Harvey Show was good. Okay?
It was good.
Lavita Jenkins, Steve.
God of Stars got launched.
Listen,
all that stuff. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, please do not sleep on the Steve Harvey Show. All right? Living Single. And my personal favorite was Family Matters. I don't know why.
Really?
I really like Family Matters. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Did I do that? You know what I'm saying? Winslow, you know, all them. I was a family man. I like Family Matters. All right. I liked Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? Lavita Alizé Jenkins. Okay. Better get her name right. So that's my top 5. You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody said Everybody Hates Chris. That was a good one.
That was good.
That was good. Everybody hates Chris. I said, no, Sanford and Son. That was before my time. So
Sanford and Son, We Want the 3 Degrees. Yes. Yeah. That's definitely top 5. Because that was a long run on NBC. That was classic.
These aren't like In Living Color and Dave Chappelle are not sitcoms.
Yeah, they're not sitcoms. I would switch out. I would put Sanford and Son where Scandal is, or Baby I'm Back, because Scandal is not a whole sitcom. That was my bad.
Oh, definitely. Listen, the Parkers.
Hey.
Listen, not theme song wise.
Hey, okay. Hit me with your top 3. Your top 3 theme songs.
All right. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had the funkiest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. And then I'm gonna go the Parkers.
Okay.
And I wanted to say the Proud Family because what you call them did that, but it's Family Ties, but that's not black.
All right, number 1 for me is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in West Philadelphia. Come on, man, let's not play this game. That's
sorry.
Number 2 for me. No, you had your chance. Number 2 for me is Moesha, M to the E to the Moesha. All right, and then number 3 for me was Living Single. Dog, listen.
We are living single. In the 90s kind of girl, I'm glad I got my pearl.
Keep your head up. Why? Keep your head up. That's right. Everyone stop. Yeah, no, come on. Girl, standing to my left, him around you.
Bruh, do you know how many times I tried to do that little dance that girl be doing right there?
Come on,
trying to twist around.
Dog. All right, let me get to some of these callers. I know they came in with some hot stuff. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, what's up, Scotty and Kofi? Happy New Year.
What's good? Happy New Year.
So, I know it's kind of off topic, but how do y'all feel about the new OC hire for Grambling?
Man, I don't care about that. We talking about black sitcoms. Call back in later. All right. Hey, caller, you live.
Yo, Scotty, this is Sergeant.
What's up, Sergeant? Talk to me.
Man, I gotta come at Kofi. Kofi, first of all, in that big jersey, first of all, it's beautiful. But bruh, are you lifting weights? You look a little swole.
I don't think he's swole. He look like he's losing weight. He look like he's thinning out.
Yeah. All right. Well, you look like, there's a little definition there. All right. Well,
we're working on it.
Kofi, let me hit you with this. I can't believe you don't have 227 up there.
I like 227. It was a great show. It was just for me, it wasn't better than Sanford and Son.
Oh, I did not like Sanford and Son, yo. I mean, if you're gonna do that, I might as well take you back to What's Happening.
Now.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we in the 70s.
Boy.
We're in the 70s. But listen, I like your list, Kofi, on the real. But for me, the Jeffersons was always number 2 because I like the Cosby Show, I like Jeffersons, and I like The Different World because the Jeffersons was not good times. Like good times, we were living in poverty. There were no good times. It was like an oxymoron, right? And I didn't like Different Strokes because it seemed like the only person who could be rich was a white man. So I got to let different strokes go. But yeah, I always put Jefferson as number 2, and I still miss George Jefferson. I used to get excited when I would see him on the Old Navy commercials. But listen, man, I don't want to eat up y'all time. It's good to see y'all. Y'all looking good. Happy New Year.
Appreciate it.
Bruh.
No, go ahead.
When Janet Jackson used to come on the darn different strokes as Todd Bridges' girlfriend, it was a wrap. It was like, who is Penny? Boy, Charlene got it going on, boy. Charlene. I was like, Todd, boy, you can't be messing. Willis, you about to mess up a really, really, really good thing. And Janet be sitting there, they open the door and she smile, bro. It'd be like, that was something else right there.
I like In the House. It wasn't, I don't like, I mean, I don't think the theme songs are that great, you know what I'm saying? Let me see, House of Pain. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, they're definitely not in that top list for me. Joseph David's top 5: Sanford and Son, Living Single, Cosby Show, The Jeffersons, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hey, we're brothers. We're happy, we're singing, and we're colored. Give me a
high five.
Cut and beautiful guy. Yeah, that's a great theme song. That's a great theme song. The Jamie Foxx got Here I Go.
What? Now he was funky.
Go. Tonight's the night you can check out my flow. Okay, my all-time favorite theme song is actually All That. I think All That, to me, that's because that's in my era. I grew up with that. That's my like. What? Stop. Look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's All That. Oh.
Go ahead on, boy.
All that is
yourself.
All that. Yo, that
it's, you know, but it's still hard to like beat the Jeffersons theme. And Good Times is just classic. It's just hard to beat those. Now, and you can tell just different styles as the eras changed. Because once Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came, it ushered in that whole hip hop flow.
Yeah. Along
with Living Single, and then Martin even changed his up. You know, all of that changed based off the sound at the time. So,
In Living Color is not a black sitcom. And In Living, I mean, you can do what you want. I mean, In Living Color, the Proud Family, the Proud Family. What? You and me will always be tight.
What?
Every single day and night.
Yes.
Acting like a fool. Yo, the Destiny Child killed that. Well, Beyonce pretty much killed it. But you already know what it is. But, you know, I like the Bernie Mac show. I mean, I don't think it's top 5. I just think it's a good show. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a really good show. My wife and kids and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But is his name DeMar Hamlin or Hamilton?
Hamlin.
Dang, I spelled it wrong. All right. Anyway. All right, next up. The boy that's still living. No, he's not. Thoughts on DeMar Hamilton Institute. Hamlin. Let me go ahead. I'll go ahead. Why you
gave that boy a whole nother day?
Oh man, Hamlin. I hope I'm still in this right. So why I changed the slide? You can go ahead and give your opinions on this situation.
Well, this is the first press conference from Bama U, so so forgive us and take all our mistakes. And but we, the Bama U family, really love that DeMar Hamilton boy. And no, but seriously, it was a very moving time, you know, because I don't think other than the Joe Theismann broke leg,
woo, that was gruesome.
There was nothing else that was that demonstrative that really grabbed everybody's attention, because it was like, this dude, is he gonna die on the field? But to really see everybody come together to see people who didn't even watch football begin to tune in and really begin to pray for that young man. And to see him pull through, it's a great story. Great story. To see all the tributes, all the creative tributes, all of that stuff, I think it was tremendous.
No, I agree. I think it was great. I liked what everybody did for him, but I'm gonna be real with you. This should be a catalyst for change in the NFL and understanding that the NFL is a very "what have you done for me lately" type business, and,
right?
And that the players need to do better in their negotiation on their contracts, because technically the NFL did not have to pay this young man his full salary, and the Bills did it based off of, just of good PR. They gave him the full salary of what for the year, because when you go on IR, you get half of that. But they get a good PR move and gave him the full. But the NFL players and the NFL PA Association, they need to start looking to negotiating their contracts better, getting guaranteed money, put into these contracts, and health insurance.
Bruh. You can't, I don't even understand. Is that not a part of their package?
It's you have to play 4 years to be vested. You have to play 4 years in the league to be vested. And then at the same time,
wow.
Yeah, at the same time, you have to, I think you get your pension at 50, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
So it's like, if you're really bad, it can be a situation. It could be a really, really bad
situation. This is, it's really an eye opener. And again, when you're playing football and you're just a collegiate man coming out of high school, coming out of college.
Yeah.
You're dealing with businessmen that have billions of dollars, that have been in the business of making money for decades. You're dealing with old money and old men that know what they're doing. So it's really unfortunate that there needs to be a whole lot of education, really done on that. And there does need to be a shift.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Like, wow. Especially for the young guys that are coming in and they don't even play no more after 1 year.
And the average career is 3 years, I believe, 3.5, 3 years. So it's a situation to where the NFL PA Association has to protect these younger players. Why? Because when you're a younger player, it's no different into the same mentality as the military. You get in the military and you're like, I can run, jumping. You do all this stuff. Next thing you know, you 6 years in, your body done broke down on you. Your knees is bad. Your back is bad. Your shoulder messed up. But when you got in, you just thought you was invincible. And it's the same thing in the NFL. That these young kids get in and they just want to make money. They just want to they want to be a millionaire. They want to flash. They want to do all these things.
They want to be a star. They want to be seen.
But at the end of the day, they're not thinking about the long-term effect of what the NFL does. And once again, the NFL being a business, as the business of the NFL, they're not listen, somebody asked me, do they see Damar Hamlin playing again? I said I wouldn't. Why? Because you're a liability. If you die on the field, or if you have another incident on the field, the NFL nor the NFL owners they don't want to deal with that PR. They don't want to deal with it. Go ahead.
There's no way he can play again. I'm sorry. And, there's no way he could play again. He's a young enough guy. I believe, obviously, if he's halfway articulate, he'll be on somebody's television show and be able to be a sideline reporter, have his own blog show, reinvent his brand. But that needs to be going on like right now, because there is no way. And, just really the whole thing, it was just so sudden. And, just really with chest trauma, then you got this. We're in an age where we're still in the COVID era. All of that stuff, man, was just rolling through my mind. That's a lot, bro.
I'll say this, and this is the issue that I think the NFL is going to have to deal with. You're setting a precedent by paying a player their full salary on IR, right? Because that's not the rule. The rule is half. So now if I'm a player on IR Do I have to have a cardiac arrest to get full pay?
That game was on national TV.
What's the level of, you know what I'm saying? What's the level of what constitutes you getting paid? Because the standard is the standard. Yes, it's a good PR move, but now you have started a precedence that now you are able to pay a full salary. So if I'm a player, I'm gonna get some litigation and I'm gonna try to get if he has a cardiac arrest event that could affect him the rest of the life, what if I blow my knee out? That don't affect me for the rest of my life? If I bust up my shoulder, if I bust up my back, that doesn't affect me for the rest of my life. So I'm sorry. You have to come.
Watching that was just straight drama for everybody that was tuned into that. It's still going on today. People are still talking about it. Everybody's getting a part. Everybody's getting shine. The doctor's getting on there. He ain't playing no more. And I'm sorry. He ain't playing no more. It just that's a lot. And I'm concerned, obviously, because I'm a Dolphin fan. The Dolphins got to make a decision, and Tua has to make a decision regarding whether or not he's going to be able to continue. It's serious business out there. This is your life, and you got to look at that from the standpoint of, the clock stopped when he was on the field and was down there for the count for all that time with that concussion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a big deal.
Well, it is. It's tough out here in these streets. It is tough out here in these streets. Continuing on with the NFL. All right. NFL black coaches, and specifically Lovie Smith, fired after one season. Now, this is back-to-back black, let's just say minority, black coaches that have been fired by the Texans after one season. Should the NFL do something about this, Kofi, or just let them run themselves into the ground?
Something has to be said, and there has to be a whole lot of public scrutiny and pressure that is applied on this situation. Just really with this, because it was already a dumpster fire when Lovie got the job.
Absolutely.
It was a dumpster fire. And here's a guy who, to me, I thought the Texans were playing about as well as they could possibly play.
Yeah, that especially coming down the stretch.
So here's somebody that was making an impact, and it's kind of like, what are they looking to do? Did they think that they were going to get Jim Harbaugh? Did they think they were going to be able to make a run at Sean Payton? And I think that they're delusional. Because nobody in their right mind would take that job, not unless you're white. Now, the black coaches that they have hired, they need to feel the heat from this. And it just wasn't fair. Lovie Smith is an NFC championship coach. He won the NFC, took a team to a Super Bowl. And now they're treating him like he don't know what he's doing.
I'll tell you this. I wouldn't. If I was an NFL team, I don't know if I would hire Lovie as a head coach, but I would damn sure hire him as a defensive coordinator.
Why wouldn't you hire Lovie as a head?
I think he's past this era. I think he's going to fall into the Wade Phillips arena of just being a great coordinator. I'm not saying he's the reason for the Texans' demise. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think that he's a better coordinator than he is a head coach. That's just me personally. That's just how I feel about that situation. Now, if he wants to come down to the SWAC, okay, you can be a head coach. I don't got no problem with that. But in the NFL, I would take him as a defensive coordinator.
And what's going to be funny is, watching again, I want to see if Brian Flores is going to even bother trying to go for a job in this offseason. If I'm him, I wouldn't go for the darn Texans, and I wouldn't go to the Denver Broncos because they already BS twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've already been that route with both of those teams. I wouldn't even bother unless they're going to guarantee me the job.
It just really bothers me that their white counterparts are given chance after chance after chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Arizona should have been fired Cliff Kingsbury. The Dolphins have the same record that Brian Flores had. And Mike McDaniels is just coaching his little ass off. You know what I'm saying? So however you want to describe it, he lost his quarterback, whatever, he has the same record as Brian Flores with more talent than Brian Flores had. Let's just be very clear about that. So, you know what I'm saying? And he ended the season on a 6-game losing streak, and Brian ended it on a 6-game winning streak when he went 8-8. So we'll let that be what his way. And I don't think Coach Tomlin gets the respect. 16 seasons have a losing record.
It is so hard. People don't get it. People think like you're supposed to just get out there and just get on win streaks and that it just happens like that. It does not happen like that. It does not happen like that. You got a young rookie QB, a young defense, and he gets his guys to buy in every single year. You know when you play the Steelers, you're going to have to play for 60 minutes.
And the crazy thing is, he's going in a division that it's not a scrub division. You know what I'm saying? Now, has there been some turnover? Yeah, but the Bengals are on the come up. The Ravens are hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? It's still a rivalry.
That's a tough division, bro.
It's a rivalry game. You still got the Browns and Deshaun Watson. So you got to go out and win these games. But I think if the league would look at Coach Tomlin, and I hate that I've never been an outlier type guy, but if you give a guy an opportunity and you believe in that guy and you let that guy do what he does, you can find another Coach Tomlin. You can find another Coach Tomlin.
If Bieniemy don't get a job this year, I'm going off.
If I was Bieniemy, I'll tell you what. I bet you this. I bet you Sean Payton gets a job before Eric Bieniemy does.
Well,
but hold on, think about this. They have to give up a first-round pick to get Sean. Whoever gets him has to give the Saints a first-round pick to make it happen. And I'm telling you, Sean Payton will have a job before Eric Bieniemy.
Would you hire Sean Payton over Eric Bieniemy?
Tomorrow. Boy, listen. Hell yeah. If I was the Cowboys, I would hire Sean Payton. Win, lose, or draw with Buccaneers, I would hire Sean Payton today. Fire Mike McCarthy. I don't give a damn if Mike McCarthy is an NFC Championship. I'm firing that Bama, and I'm getting Sean Payton in, and we turning this thing on out. We turning this thing on out. You know what I'm saying?
You said that quick.
Oh yeah, I ain't even a quick. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. It's Sean Payton. Because this is the thing. This is the thing with Eric Bieniemy, right? Everybody says it's Eric Bieniemy, but Andy Reid got the play sheet. Andy Reid calling the play. So how much is it really Eric Bieniemy?
Bruh. By this time, his resume, and again, sitting around that kind of order all of the time, it does wonders for you. Even when Dan Campbell was sitting under Sean Payton for that amount of time,
that's a good coach.
He became he was always a leader of men, but in terms of the organization, the structure, the messaging, the culture of the team, Dan Campbell got that much of that from Sean Payton.
I think Dan Campbell's a damn good coach, and I think he surrounded guys. If you go back and watch his thing, I think it was Hard Knocks with the Lions. You can see that he definitely surrounded himself with the right people that feed that energy that he brings. Somebody asked Byron Leftwich. I like Byron, and I think Byron has more say over the offense than Eric Bieniemy does in Kansas City. Yeah, think about it.
I got what you saying.
Like Byron is calling the plays, okay? And he's been doing that before Todd Bowles got the job. So I would go get a Byron Leftwich way before I went and got an Eric Bieniemy. Because listen, man, I'm sorry. And I'm not saying Byron Leftwich is bad. I'm not saying that. I mean, he does have Tom Brady, so Tom Brady's he's gonna mask some, deficiencies. But I would go with Byron Leftwich before I would go with Eric Bieniemy, and that's just my personal opinion on that. But I think Eric Bieniemy still deserves a job. I'm not saying he don't deserve to get a job or opportunity. I would have took him before Mike McDaniels. I would have took Eric Bieniemy before Mike McDaniels. And I'm not saying Mike hasn't done a great job, because he has. But his resume was not better than Eric Bieniemy's.
It wasn't.
So
it wasn't.
That's just calling a spade a spade. And the Bama who got the Bengals job, his resume was not better than Eric Bieniemy's.
It wasn't.
So if that's what we going by, Eric Bieniemy should have a job. Let's just say that.
Absolutely.
He should have a.
So what job? Okay, so you got the Denver job that's open.
Wouldn't take it.
Arizona.
I would take that. If I was Eric Bieniemy, I would take that. I definitely would take that job. I really would. And I would tell them to not trade DeAndre Hopkins. Because
so it's Denver, Arizona, Houston.
Yeah, if it ain't Arizona, I'm not taking it. Houston is not. Because Houston don't like black people. So I ain't got no chance. I ain't got no chance. I really don't. So I wouldn't even look at that. So it would be, if Arizona came open, it would be Arizona. Oakland is not going to keep Josh that long. So that Oakland job is going to be available pretty soon. He probably got 2 more years there. That's going to be gone. And the Denver job, if you believe you that guy, you could take that Denver job. You got to bring I would keep the defensive coordinator on staff. I think they played.
Sean Payton is the only one that I literally see.
Yeah, and
that could take that job and do. And let me say this: I believe if Jim Harbaugh left Michigan and wanted to go to Denver, I believe Jim Harbaugh could do it.
I don't think Jim would take Denver because I don't think he will have the control that he would want. I think he would have more leverage with Houston because they'll probably let him be the GM as well as the head coach, and he had full autonomy. Because if they was going to let Josh McCown coach, they damn sure going to give it to Jim Harbaugh.
What about Indianapolis, though?
If I was Jim, I'll take that Indy job. I would take that Indy job because you're literally, to me, you're quarterback away. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot, like a quarter. But if you could go get Justin Fields from Chicago, because listen. If Jim Harbaugh comes into Indy and can steal Justin Fields from Chicago, you got Kaepernick 2.0, and you can make that thing work. They got a great running game. You add some receivers or whatever. You give up your first round pick for Justin Fields or whatever, however they want to do it. Give up your first, or maybe your second round pick for Justin Fields, maybe a first and a third or whatever. Get Justin, bring him in, add some receivers, get some veteran depth in there, and make it work, man. Make it work. I would.
Chicago trading away Justin Fields. You think that's would you do it?
No, I wouldn't. I like CJ Stroud though. I love CJ Stroud. I love CJ Stroud, but I wouldn't. Right. I love Justin.
So, of your top collegiate quarterbacks that's coming out right now, rank them.
CJ, Bryce. Who else is coming out? Let me see. My bad. My mouse ain't working right now. It died. Let me see. Top QB. Here we go. All right. So you got. I'm gonna go one. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm going 1 to 5. You got CJ. You got Bryce Young. They got Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, Bo Nix, Jaron Hall, Cameron Ward, Washington State, 9. And okay, so for me, I think CJ Stroud is number 1. Bryce is number 2. I like Hendon Hooker more than Anthony Richardson. Then I like Anthony Richardson at number 4. And I actually like Cam Ward at number 5. I think he's an absolute stud the way he can get his thing. I like Richardson because of his size and how big he is. But CJ Stroud is.
You got to be able to throw the ball, bro, and be accurate. And I wouldn't take any of these dudes over my man in Chicago.
The only person that I would take is CJ Stroud. That's the only person that if I like, when you go get a guy at number 1, you gotta love him. And I love CJ Stroud. I love him. I love CJ Stroud. I love his poise. I love his arm. Now, I don't know how much is that with Marvin Harrison Jr. I ain't gonna lie, because Marvin Harrison Jr. he's a special guy. But CJ Stroud, that kid is
he's special. He's special.
I'm not a big Bryce Young fan. I'm really not. I think he can make some throws. I don't like slender guys. And he's a super he's like super slender. That's just not, that's not my thing.
So where would you put Georgia's quarterback in there?
Stetson, I would draft him around maybe like the 4th or 5th round. He reminds me of I can't even give you a quarterback. I'll tell you this, watching that game, he's a lot faster than I thought. That white boy got some giddy up. But he's definitely a 4th or 5th round pick to me. And I would, you know what? Thank you, God. I would do it like how, and I know this might sound bad, I would do it like how, remember when the Washingtons drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins?
Right.
That's how I would, if I really needed a quarterback, if I was Houston, if I was Indy, I would get a high draft pick quarterback and I would come back for Stetson for the 4th or 5th round just to have that competition battle, and whoever wins it, wins it. Right? If anybody remembers when Russell Wilson first got to Seattle, they just paid the backup quarterback from Green Bay all that money to come over there, and then Russell won it in camp. So for me, I would do it like that. If I got CJ Stroud and I got Stetson, hey, you both rookies. I don't give a damn if you're number 1 or not. Go win the job, and whoever won the job is who I would give it to. But I would definitely come back around and scoop up Stetson. He's a winner. You can't listen, man. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Winners win, and he's a winner. Matt Flynn, thank you so much, Hartsfield. Matt Flynn, that's what they gave all that money to, Matt Flynn. But winners win. He's a winner. And
if you choose to draft 2 QBs, one of those guys is going to end up being trade bait. So you get some stock for that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would do it. But I love CJ Stroud, and if I'm the Bears at number 1, if I'm the Bears at number 1, I trade down. That's what I would do. I would trade down. I would go to 4 or 5 or 6 because I need a lot. I need a lot. I can't just. I would trade down, hoping to get Marvin Harrison Jr. next year. That would be my goal. That would be my ultimate goal, is to get like a Marvin Harrison Jr. for next year. But I don't really know any top receivers that are coming out right now. I haven't really been keeping track of FBS wide receivers like that. But I would try to find him an all-star tight end. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid Brock Bowers. Jesus freaking Christ. That white boy cold. That white boy cold. That white boy is cold. So Tank Dell, I'm not drafting Tank Dell top 10. Come on, man. Stop it. That boy like 5'9", 5'10", man. I'm not about to draft no Tank Dell top 10. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I think Brock Bowers has to come back. Yeah, he does have to come back. Yeah, Brock Bowers has to come back. So yeah, it's that situation. So, but yeah, I'll try to find him a nice big tight end to get going. All right. Next up, Cole, you good, or you had anything else to say?
No. I was gonna ask you if you would have drafted Max Duggan after last night.
I just think his team was just. He made some bad throws. He did make some bad throws, especially that post route he missed. I mean, he missed it. But to me, he was just rattled. I mean, when you getting hit as much, bro, that dude was running for his life. Like like legit running for his life. So I'm not gonna blame him for that. You know what I'm saying? I think he did the best that he could do in the situation that was presented to him. He was running for his life, though. He was running for his life. So you know what I'm saying? That boy, they was trying to kill that boy last night.
Yes,
I knew from play one when he hiked it, and they just I was like, oh, this is.
What they do when on play one? What they do on play one?
They just smashed him. Ha! I was like, oh, I was like, that boy dead. That boy dead. He died.
That boy dead.
That boy dead. He is.
Oh God.
And I was like,
Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
that boy died. I was like, that boy gone. All right, next up. Is recruiting becoming an arms race of who can get the best gadgety gadgets? All right, and let's take it down now to the infamous video that has swept the nation. All right.
Nobody. We roll. Oh, no, we do it. This is how we do it. I'm sorry. I apologize to nobody.
He's sorry. You don't apologize to nobody. Is recruiting becoming an arms race, Kof?
Well, it's been an arms race, but if you're going to do it, I think when you recruit, there has to be some authenticity behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And some measure of believability behind it. And I wasn't feeling it. You know, I know the guys want it. I know they like the cars, and I guess it's hip hop culture.
Yeah.
That has the big cars with the big money flash and all of this other stuff, but there's more. And it's been an arms race, and I think that our coaches are trying to find a way or connect or a way in to try to do it. I was watching, just what Louisville was doing. Louisville had the whole private jet, the name and the marquee. Bruh, pull it up.
They had
Louisville recruitment. They got Maybachs, Porsches.
Football?
Yes. Louisville recruit. They had the whole jet, private jet. Joker sitting on the jet. It's been an arms race.
Man, let me see a little private jet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of that's been a big deal, and we can't. If you're gonna do it, it has to be just really authentic. And I just hate when it didn't look authentic when Hugh, but I just get pissed when the Power Fives do it because they got the money.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like.
Ooh! Jesus Christ. This thing is different. And I'm about to put this up for you guys real quick so you guys can see what Kofi's talking about. This junk is crazy.
Louisville it's an arms race, but this is just ridiculous. Look at this. You got a Bentley, you got a whole private jet.
Come on, you got a 360 right there in the background. This is ridiculous. Look at this. And it's not even special because you ain't even flying. You literally just walk in. It's like a prop. It's like a prop, and it got a Bentley. Come on, man. This is ridiculous.
It's a whole different level.
Listen, guys. I know. Anybody over 30 is like, this is what I agree with you, BB. Anybody over 30 is thinking like this, right? But kids aren't thinking. This is social media era, right? So it's the stunt and it's the flash, it's the picture. It's all about the picture. So if you over 30 and you like, this don't make no sense, it's because we over 30. It don't make sense to us. Okay?
But yeah, being that age and having access, especially when you haven't seen it before, it can wow you.
That's true. My! They got another car.
But I told you how many they had. They got Porsches, all that stuff. Keep going, and they got another plane over there.
Another plane 360, a Porsche, and then another. Oh my God! In a hangar. In a hangar. JSU use a lawnmower.
Do they have water bottles for them boys though?
No, you so petty.
Sorry.
No, you so petty. That was crazy though. That was absolutely crazy. That's wild. That's wild, bro. That's crazy. But you know, the thing that bothers me is Hugh Jackson looking like one of them girls in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like
this don't look right.
With the hands on the hip, and he just out here. All he needs is that really high. You remember them really high? I'm gonna show a picture of them 90s hairstyles so y'all can understand what I'm saying, because I'm not feeling that at all. He looks like one of my cousins back in the day. Like when them girls had them 90s hairstyles.
I get it, bro. You just gotta have. I want to see us step up, man. Just get some more consultation. But I like the attempt. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing. Push the bar. Find what works for you.
I can't find it.
You know,
yeah, here we go. This Jenks. The Jenks all, this Jenks right here. Off Baps. The ones off Baps. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
What?
That's what he remind me of, the girls off Baps. When they would when they be wearing them high hairstyles and stuff like that. Yep. I'm telling you, bro, he look just like that. I'm about to bring this up right now.
Lord, help us, Lord.
When they got their hands on their hip and stuff like that. Let me see.
You know.
That's what he looked like. When them girls used to be like this. You know what I'm saying? That's what he looked like. I'm telling you. That's exactly what Hugh looked like.
Now, here's the deal.
Come on, that pose is perfect for that hair.
You know, and the judgment's going to be, just really at the end, especially if they end up landing these guys. So if they land them, everybody's going to be trying to get a Maybach and all this other stuff. See if it works. So
I'm telling you, man, that pose is perfect. That pose goes perfectly with this hair. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You can see it. You can see it.
You got jokes.
I'm just saying, you can see it. All right. Moving on.
She went to Grambling too.
She did?
Yes.
That's what. See, perfect. Boy, I'll be out here.
I'm looking like Freak Nick.
I'm like Miss Cleo. Well, call me now. I'll tell you anything you want. All right, FCS Championship Recap. South Dakota State takes down the big boys. Their first national championship loss. South Dakota beats North Dakota State 45-21. I remember Blue said if they weren't going to be able to do it this year, they probably weren't going to be able to do it because it's probably the worst team North Dakota State has had, and plus all the injuries as well. Kofi, were you able to watch the game?
Yes, sir. And that Amar Johnson boy,
he different, right? He different, right? Yeah, he different.
That boy touched the ball 9 times for 146 yards, averaging 14 yards a carry. So, once that happened, and the fact, a lot of people don't know it because they don't really follow South Dakota State that much, but they kind of handled North Dakota State the last few years. They've been in their grill. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
And so the fear factor was not there, going into that, like some other teams that may have played North Dakota State. And they were just better flat out. From beginning to end, I saw nothing that North Dakota State was going to be able to do that was going to be able to do it. And South Dakota had already beaten them once this year anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not a shocker.
You know what? Listen, the way this game went down, South Dakota State was not playing.
Look, that intensity was there. Their crowd was there, just all of that stuff. But the thing that I wanted to pay attention because a lot of times, you know, when you're sitting there and you're watching football and you're looking at the X's and O's, how do these teams do it? You know, what are they doing that is so spectacular? And it's a numbers game. It's X's and O's. They line up and hit you in the mouth. They make sure they have more people blocking and you can rush. And that's it. You know, they make the necessary passes when they have to. When they pass, the wide receivers catch the ball, you know, and that's it, bro. Their tight ends, oh God, their tight ends are monstrous sized on both teams. Bro, what the guy from North Dakota State was like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
It's a monster.
Talking to BJ about this game is just all the player development that goes on between these two teams from their regions and the system and the products that they put on the field, because it's just a formula of success for them. That one of their top offensive linemen, who was a former tight end when he signed with them, they converted him to a guard, and now he's about to be a first-round pick. It's those type of development. It's that type of system that you can plug and play players. And the players trust their careers with these schools because they understand they have a success rate. They understand what they're doing and going forward. For me, it's, once again, I'm going to keep saying this. It takes HBCU schools thinking outside the box, because I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to be 100% real when I say this. There's not too many offensive linemen that are all black. Listen, you can get mad at me. You can say whatever you want. It's
true.
It's not too many offensive lines that are all black. So A, you think you're going to be special and be great? Or B, you need to start being diverse in how you're recruiting. If it's going to get a tight end and converting him to a tackle, or going to get a linebacker and converting him into a guard, it's just doing whatever you feel is necessary to build your trenches up the right way, because it's just going to take, you got to be a little different, got to be a little creative. But what you got, Kof?
No, I mean, that's it. And, you know, just the mere fact that when you watch these recruitment rankings that everybody gets so hyped about, they're never at the top. Ever. You know, at the top of, oh, we got this person, we got this. You don't see a bunch of stars behind their recruits' names. Even when Jim Tressel was at Youngstown State, he used 2- and 3-star players to win national titles. You know, people that you hadn't heard of, but their offensive line, their trench play was absolutely phenomenal. He did the same thing at Ohio State that year that they won that national title. And Miami had, I think it was Edgerrin James and a number of different, they had an all-star lineup, and Ohio State was able to go in there and beat them. I know people say they cheated, but they beat them.
Yeah.
So, you know, getting up there and finding your type of guys and having a strong developmental system is key to having a championship program.
I think with what Deion has done, and we're gonna get back to the game, but what Deion has done is made everything seem like a microwavable situation, and that's not the best for everybody, right? Because if you can see it, you can kind of see it in FAMU that for the past 3 or 4 years, FAMU has cycled players through, but they've kept the level of consistency in winning, right? They haven't had this big exodus of players. There's a blend of portal. There's a blend of high school. There's a good blend of JUCO. Like, there's a good blend of a lot of things that they have going on. So for me, I think a lot of schools need to start understanding, like, hey, we have to build this thing the right way. Valley, UAPB, you know, Alabama A&M, those programs have to build it the right way to sustain longevity in having players in your system 2 to 3 years that they can go back and teach other players how to do the same thing and keep that continuity going and keep that process going as well. Because if you got a whole bunch of one and dones, that's a lot to replace at one given time and given period. But, you know, you got to try to don't ever lose sight of how most traditional programs are built, which are through high school, through JUCO, and a little bit of portal as well. Getting back to the game, I'll say this. This is the thing that disappoints me about watching these teams play, is that they don't do anything special. It's real. If Blue is watching this right now, he probably gonna be like, "But that's good, solid." It's boring. All right. Yes, they have athletes. Yes, they can find, but it's nothing special to watch. It's literally old 90s smash mouth football. And even the defense
80s.
Even the defense is like,
bruh,
it
wasn't even no triple option up in there. It wasn't no misdirection.
It's literally base. Everything is base. They play base defense, 4-3, cover 3, maybe man on man. And it's listen, 3 tight ends, 4 tight ends, run left, run right, play action. It's nothing special. It's just you can't get through their line, and they just run it well. And the thing that bothers me is that the Missouri Valley Conference is looked at as this big, this glorified, oh my God, everything is so good. But the way I feel about it, I'm like,
it's football.
Listen.
It's football. It's not fancy, but you don't need that. If you win the trenches, you're more than likely going to have a good opportunity to compete at a high level or win the game outright.
My thing is, I look at it like this. How watered down is the FCS? If that style of football wins you 9 to 10 national championships in a span of 12 years or 13 years, how bad is FCS football as a whole?
Bruh, first of all, just going back to just the whole North Dakota State thing, they were doing that at the Division II level. It's a whole system and a culture of something that they wholeheartedly believe in, not to mention the weather of where they play has a lot to do with the style of football that they play as well.
That's fair.
Okay. So you're in a cold weather environment where there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of, you play cold weather games, meaningful cold weather games outside. You have to have a running game. You cannot depend on your quarterback being able to throw the ball in the wind all the time and expect to be able to do it on a consistent basis, unless you got, that dude that was a first round draft pick, which is going to be rare. So they built their reputation on being able to run the ball, which is what they do. And they execute and they convert third downs with the tight ends and they make it happen. I was looking at just some of the formations and it's numbers. It's nothing fancy. It's just, diamond formations, all that stuff. Sorry.
No, you're good. The guys, listen, we know they play in the dome. They still got to play outside in the cold in the Missouri Valley Conference. South Dakota State ain't got, Montana State ain't got that. Like, come on, guys. Like, we know they play in the freaking dome. Okay. But they still got to go out and deal with the elements. All right. That's what we're insinuating. So come on, guys. Like, we understand they play in the dome, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So Captain Obvious is out here in these streets. Right. Everybody in Missouri Valley got a dome? No, they got to play out the elements.
And really, even if you watch just even early Nick Saban days, it wasn't anything exotic or fancy. The only times you saw maybe the trick plays was when Clemson had pushed them in that first championship game with Deshaun Watson. He had to do maybe the onside kick where you saw extensive coaching moves and strategy begin to come into play. But Bama straight up plays smash mouth football. They put their players in space and they out athletic.
But they're not that anymore. Why? Because they had to grow with the game. The game has grown. The game grew past them. They weren't as dominant as they were. So Nick had to grow. North Dakota State has not had to grow. let's just be honest. They have been doing the same style of football for the past 20-something years, and they have not had to grow. And it's been successful against FBSs when they played, and it's been successful against FCS schools. So my thing is, how bad is FCS football in general if a team has not had to upgrade their style of play? And people are saying, well, people are saying to me, how exotic was Georgia? Georgia still slung it. Like, Georgia didn't run the ball 40 times. They were slinging it. Look at the Ohio State game. It was a straight shootout. So listen.
Yeah, you got to be able to do everything. And Georgia is able to do everything because they've got athletes in every side of the ball. Really, with taking it to HBCUs, in terms of the SWAC, what has been obvious is our trench play lacks. Straight up, we're not as physical as we need to be. And take Jackson State, who played a Campbell squad, who was halfway decent. But their trenches were able to, I want to say, slow down the game or control the game to some measure of extent. And even Campbell's defensive line was able to do that. And that was a lower level, quote unquote, FCS team. So God forbid they have to play the real big boys, the North Dakota States, the South Dakota States, the Montana States, those cold weather teams that are going to give you or hit you in the mouth with those linemen. And that's really been the difference.
I gotta go to Miss Sykes. She said it doesn't matter that FCS is bad. It doesn't mean that FCS is bad. It's football. Their execution is what win game. It doesn't need to be exotic. Let me say this. If Alabama was still winning championships the way they did in 08 and 09 and 2010 and 2011, and now it's 2023 and they have not changed, that to me is an indictment on everything else around them. It doesn't have it. You're doing what wins. Got it. You are what you are. But it's like, good example. If the Chicago Bulls were still running the triangle from the 90s and it was still winning championships today, that has everything to do with the league surrounding it, not what they're doing, with everything around it. Right? That's why everybody has elevated. When the Warriors started shooting threes, What did everybody else do? Hey, let's get on that bandwagon. It works.
Right.
It's natural to elevate. Listen, evolution of football you've seen it from the 80s and the wing tee, the 90s, the ground and pound, 2000 early spread. Like it is transformed over years. That being said, when it comes to championship level ball, let's take the Chiefs right now where they are, right? So the Kansas City Chiefs play the way that they play largely because they have the personnel to be able to carry it out with somebody as dynamic as a Patrick Mahomes, right? Mm-hmm. Who's athletic, who can make just crazy good plays outside of the pocket, do all kind of crazy stuff, But he still gets the ball in the right place, makes the right reads. The guys catch the ball, boom. So it comes down to execution. All right. No matter how dynamic he is, their guys have to catch. And when they play the Bucks, who were the more physical team in that Super Bowl, the Super Bowl when the Bucks played Kansas City in 2020, the COVID year. You remember that? The Bucks won. Tom Brady's first year. Tampa Bay. Oh, Tampa. I'm thinking you're talking about Milwaukee. I'm like Milwaukee. No, the Bucks. The Buccaneers. All right, go ahead. Buccaneers. Thank you, Buccaneers. Okay. Like the Bucks. Yeah. The Bucks. All right. But Tampa Bay was able to control the line of scrimmage, and that was the difference, and apply pressure. And so when Patrick Mahomes is on the run, he doesn't play as well. Tom Brady, when he was with the Patriots, they were winning all those championships. They won championships because schematically they did stuff
but it came down always, more importantly, to execution in the clutch, and that's what Patriot football is.
All right.
Under Bill Belichick. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Just a little side note. How do you feel about, I think people are taking this a little too much. The matchup between South Dakota State and North Dakota State drew an average of 1.7 million viewers, rating of 0.61. The numbers are less than half of what the Celebration Bowl matchup between North Carolina Central and Jackson State drew just a few weeks earlier, as the game pulled in the rate of 1.42 and drew an average of 2.42 million on ABC. Listen, guys, I love the Celebration Bowl. I love HBCU football, but let's call a spade a spade. The championship was played on a Sunday, week 18, against the NFL. They didn't have a chance. They did not have a chance. First of all, it's not marketed very well at all. Okay?
That part.
At all. It's literally Blue and Sam Herder dropping pictures on Twitter. That's literally what marketing is for the FCC championship, the FCS championship. That's literally what it is.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. The HBCU brands are just bigger than your North Dakota State. Now, North Dakota State's brand is huge.
No, Dion is bigger than both of these brands.
That too.
Dion is the reason why these jokers, it was the story. Listen, it was so, okay. The first Celebration Bowl was like, okay, Dion. Ooh, Dion's in the Celebration Bowl. Dion. The second one is Dion is leaving. Oh, snap, it's his final game, Shador's final game. Does he go? So it was always hype and excitement behind it. I will say this, and people go and say, well, Scotty, what about the A&T and all that? Okay, cool, got it, whatever. Okay, got it. Okay, cool, whatever. I'm just saying the FCS didn't have a chance because they were playing on NFL Sunday. Whoever thought that was smart was stupid, right?
I agree.
And then at the same time, Dion's brand is bigger than the whole FCS, okay? He could have a game in the middle of Wyoming. Be there because it's Dion. So let's not act. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think this game should have been moved
Friday.
It should have been moved to either Friday, and it should have been moved to closer to North Dakota. This game should have been played in their state. South Dakota, North. It should have been played in their state, not in Texas. In Texas? Come on, man. That's just not right. But either way. I listen, I love the Celebration Bowl. I think it's special in its own right. I really do. They treat it really well. But come on, man. It's not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah, we'll see exactly more of where we are with the Celebration Bowl next year without Dion. But that being said, we celebrate what we have, and it's going to be big and it's going to draw more. Even if the game was near Montana, their stadiums aren't, their stadiums maybe hold like 20, 25, 30,000. Maybe if the game was in like a Minneapolis or something like that, they might have been able to get somewhere near that, but no.
Okay, listen.
If you take South Dakota State and North Dakota State and you put them in Atlanta, would they draw 49,000? No.
It's no. Okay. If you put Jackson in Southern in North Dakota, do they draw 20,000? No. The geographics don't work. It don't work. You got an all-black city.
Here's what I would say. In terms, because if you take an HBCU or you take two of your marquee HBCUs and you put them in a major market, like whether it be New York, Detroit, Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, you put them in those cities, any of those major cities, they're going to draw people because Black people are there.
Not in North Dakota.
But you're not going to get that in North Dakota, buddy.
I'll say this. And I agree with somebody in the chat. He said, if you put them in Nashville, they draw. You put them in Dallas, they sold that out. You know what I'm saying?
Their fans. They came for real. That was huge.
So would they not gonna come? If you go to they go to LA, they're not gonna come.
They're gonna get 20, 25,000, 30. They'll get that.
That's what I'm saying. They not gonna come. You know, listen. I'm not. Listen. I just think that I'm not saying the Celebration Bowl doesn't draw. I want to be very clear what I'm saying. That because everybody gonna say pre-Deion numbers, they were still doing 1.5 and 1.9 million. So I'm not saying they don't draw. What I'm saying is that just don't y'all over here talking about Indianapolis. They will really draw. North Dakota and them. But let's just be honest. If the Celebration Bowl was played on Sunday against Week 18, your numbers are probably 1.5. Okay,
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, let's be real. Let's be honest about this assessment. Don't just be like, oh, it's not the Celebration Bowl. It's not. You're right. But if you played on Week 18 against Sunday NFL, yeah, you're not going to win that either. So, matter of fact, I bet you the Atlanta Dome ain't even full. If we're being honest, it ain't even gonna be full because everybody gonna be at their own. They're gonna be trying to watch the Falcons. Come on, man. Like, let's not do this.
That was bad marketing with the FCS teams playing on that Sunday. That was just dumb.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get to Smash real quick. He called in. Smash, coming to you. What's up, Smash?
Yeah, Scott. I'm just disagreeing to that statement you said about it's Deion, because that just goes back to like when we first got you over here. You just don't understand the impact or the power of fucking HBCUs for you to say a statement like that. But we gonna let it slide because we understand that's where you came from. You're still learning. But go to Indianapolis. You ever been to the Circle City Classic?
The Circle City?
You know what that is?
You talking about the one in
Hell yeah.
In Indianapolis, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go look at them numbers when Jackson State played Kentucky State, like the year before Deion got there and Kentucky State won. That game was packed as hell. So I'm just saying, like, I don't have no faith in that North Dakota and what the fuck that was. It is what it is. I just feel like HBCUs, we bigger than them. Maybe not monetary-wise. They don't got more money than them, but like as far as traction and people coming out, yeah, I would bet against them any day. And I don't give a fuck. I feel like we making an excuse for how packed the FCS championship was. What, it was 18,000? I don't care. That was ridiculous. I don't care who played that. You got fucking Georgia's a big ass state. They packed the house more than them. And TCU. I mean, I take my money against TCU too. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the right HBCUs, you let NCAT play Southern in the Celebration Bowl and see how it works for you. I bet it be packed. Balls to the wall pack, something like that.
That's
so
fair.
Hell yeah,
that's fair.
But that's just my skill on. I just think you still stuck on the Deion phase, but I get it. But no, bro, some of them schools I go toe to toe with attendance if you picking the right damn game for real.
Okay, all right. I can rock with that. I can rock with that, Smash. I'll let you rock with that. I mean that's fair. I mean like you said, with the right game, the right situation. I mean, it could literally be a perfect storm. It could literally be a perfect storm for, HBCU football. But this is how I look at it, right? So, good example. This is my thing. If you feel that way, right? And then why aren't HBCUs valued more? Right? Like let's flip this, right? Let's flip this. And we're gonna get to the FBS, but let's flip this, right? If Smash can call in with the confidence that he had to say, Scotty, put us in Timbuktu with the right schools, I promise you, Ninja's going to show up. We going to be there. We going to pack it out. It's going to be an event. Why don't your administrations see the same value that the fans see? That's the question. Because yes, you all fans, like Smash would be that fan that says, hey, look at what we can do. Look at what we can do. Look what we can do. But then I toss it back to the schools and say, why don't the administration see it the same way? Why doesn't the commissioner see it the same way? What are they seeing that the fans aren't seeing? And what are the fans seeing that because there's a disconnect.
Big one.
There's a disconnect somewhere that Smash, Smash, Hezekiah, Los, anybody who has been in this community, LaShonda, anybody who's been in this community will tell me, Scotty, BJ, Dr. Cavill, the value of HBCUs cannot be justified. But then come right around and get pennies on the dollar.
These Bamas, the administration does not understand the business of athletics. They are academians. They're academics. That's what they do. They're supposed to run the institutions, which is why it would behoove them to hire people that understand the HBCU industry, that understand athletics to some extent, what really understand athletics, that are experts, as opposed to the regular people that they have in their ear, or thinking with their own level of understanding, because it has killed us. And it's killed us even when we had, when FAMU had, I want to say, an athletic president. Him understanding the whole business of athletics was somewhat, it took some time. You know, we didn't understand. We thought that back in 1989, we played Tennessee State in Atlanta in a sold-out stadium. A guarantee of $350,000 was a good deal, right? It wasn't. And in 89, they actually paid the schools less than that, which was like $250 a guarantee of that, you know, which was ridiculous. But if you don't understand the business of it, you get screwed. And that goes with any area.
Let me say this. I got over 330 people on here, and you 330 just go tell one person. I promise you, there's some stuff that's going to come down the pipe dealing with the SWAC that you're going to come back on this channel and you say, damn, Scott, you what is going on right now? But I'm listen to me when I'm telling you, I am forewarning you. There is some stuff that is coming down the pipe that is going to hit the SWAC straight in the face, and you're going to be like, damn, Scotty, you was right. And I'm going to say this for everybody out there, alums and all that. Stop hiring athletic directors who have no business being athletic directors. I'm going to say this. You need to start hiring people who are VP in sales. All right? HBCUs have to stop hiring people who are academic people in a director of no. You need a guy who is in sales, who can sell your program to marketers. You need a guy who is in sales. Stop hiring people who cannot sell your program, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't cry, bitch, and moan about we ain't getting no money, and you hiring people that don't know how to get money. You can hire somebody to do compliance. You can hire somebody to do administration. You can hire somebody. Listen, sales is a different animal.
You have to have it.
You need an expert, not somebody who dabbles in it. You need an expert. So listen to me and that goes for your commissioner. You should. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, the commissioner will not be the commissioner in the next 3 years. Mark my words. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, the commissioner will not be the commissioner in the next 3 years. You can book it, you can cut it, you can tell me whatever you want. I promise you he will not be your commissioner in 3 years. When you are looking for a new commissioner, go get you somebody who can sell the SWAC. I'm going to say that again. Go find somebody that is in the VP of sales. They've worked at a NFL program, a WNBA program, somebody in that type of area who has to sell to generate money. Because you can, and people who have negotiated contracts, I swear to God, if you elevate a former president or a former AD to the SWAC commissioner, I'm clowning everybody on this. I'm clowning everybody in the administration. I'm telling you that right now. If you implement anybody in the SWAC currently to the position of the commissioner, I'm smacking the shit out of everybody. That is my rant. I'm getting off my soapbox. Whew. I didn't want to go there, but I'm going to go there. I'm telling you right now.
No, that's real. That's real.
Okay.
That's real. You need experts.
Okay. So I'm gonna let that
breathe, Scotty. Breathe.
Yeah, it just
breathe.
It just chaps my jeans. Chaps my jeans. All right. Last thing, call lines are open. 518-263. This is an ass whooping. 518-263-8124.
Bro, do you have Kirby Smart's pregame speech?
No, I do not, and I can't play because it's just too much profanity, and I'll get demonetized. But I heard it on Twitter. Yeah, it's raw. It's raw. It was real, but it was raw.
Bruh, there's nothing that anybody can say. Now, I thought that Georgia was going to win the game. I didn't feel like TCU matched up well with them, from a trenches standpoint. But, man, them boys came out with so much intensity and just it was a totally different league. They were outclassed in every area. There was nothing that anybody could have said.
I said this on Blues Channel, and I've been on a team where your whole mission in life was to beat a certain team, and you bring yourself up to the highest levels of emotion, and to bring that up part two, it's hard. Georgia was smacked in the face, and they had to shake up and be like, yo, we Georgia. So that's why you saw what you saw today. I mean, on the championship, TCU had given. Listen, okay, guys, listen. Let's be real. It's some men on here. When you be doing what you do, and your girl be doing it, and you be like, oh, whoa, slow down, whoa, bam. TCU just shot their load against Michigan. TCU shot their load against Michigan, and their legs were still weak from the beatdown of Michigan. They were not ready for this game emotionally. They just couldn't match Georgia's intensity. You couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't good. And I said that on Blue, and I still picked TCU. But I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Georgia clearly was the better team. Now, just watch.
He said you got a trade for the second stroke.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Listen, you gotta.
Oh,
okay,
man.
I'm not gonna allow this conversation to go in the direction I don't want it to go. But seriously, just I was watching, just the commentary with the guys that were up there in the pulpit, because obviously the game, it got out of hand. They were making plays. TCU couldn't stop them, XYZ.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Pollard, sit right next to Nick Saban, and he's like, because Georgia has supplanted Alabama as the top dog. And I watched Nick Saban turn his head like, you freaking tried it. So, but the reality is Georgia's going to be back in the top four again next year. I was looking at that schedule. It's going to be, I don't see anybody beating them right off. Now, of course, something always happens and they end up getting beat. But they literally could be the team that three-peats for the first time.
That's real. They said, I think I read an article said they could be in the dynasties of the early Alabamas with Nick, the USC Trojans, and you know what I'm saying, with just the dominance. Once again, it goes back to the quarterback. What does that quarterback look like? And let me say two things real quick. I got to give credit to Kirby Smart, because I say this a lot. It takes courage for a coach to go with somebody against the grain. Stetson was not JT Daniels, right? And he decided to continue to ride Stetson, and he took him all the way to the championship. And now and again, he does the back-to-back, and he gets the confidence or whatever. Listen, because I know people gonna be like, Scotty, you talking out the side of your neck. Blah, 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 blah. What about Dooley? Listen, Dooley's loyalty almost cost him his damn job because the quarterback was playing bad. Listen to what I'm saying. JT Daniels got hurt. Stetson came in. Stetson played well. He decided to ride with Stetson. That is completely different than you picking Bashan sucking, and you never deciding to go away from Bashan until the last possible moment. Then you look even stupider because Bubba looks so damn good that you're like, damn, we probably could have had a better record. Two different scenarios. You're not about to get me caught up. I know what I said. All right. So you got to give credit to Kirby for riding with Stetson and continue to ride with Stetson. Lastly, my second point is this. And I forgot it. Darn it. Yeah, I forgot it.
Stetson,
I forgot it. I ain't gonna hold you. I forgot it. It slipped my mind. But I really wanted to focus. I really wanted to focus in on him riding with Stetson Bennett, because a lot of coaches don't do that. A lot of coaches will, he's the 5. The JT Daniels was the 5-star. He's this, he's that. But Stetson was just a winner, and he won. And the man, the kid, walk on, JUCO, 2-time
hungry, humble, led, energy, got it done.
He's listen, in the state of, in the city of Athens, he good. Oh, he eating for free for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those. He like the dad off of Little Giants. His name on the water tower.
Right.
Come back, got his car dealership and everything like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's set.
He's set for life. You know what I'm saying? Set for life.
But the reality is, Georgia's whole team from top to bottom was just, they're full and they're deep, and there will be no drop off even next year. Like even when Georgia switched and the second team came in there, the running backs was running with so much ferocity and energy, bro. TCU could tackle them. I'm like, bro, this is the team that's going to be out there next year. And they just ran through TCU like it was a hot knife through butter. It was just like, it was no drop off whatsoever at all. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, and talk radio was, just every Monday morning, they were talking about Mark Richt and why they needed to make the change, and everybody was all upset and, was tired of losing, getting out and getting everybody hyped up. Then they go down to Jacksonville and lose to the University of Florida and Urban Meyer. And then they would they come back and lose, consistently to South Carolina. They got sick of that. And they were like, we got to do something. We're not even getting the top players in the state of Georgia. And then when they looked, I think even the last straw was them letting Deshaun Watson get out the state.
Woo!
It was like, y'all let Deshaun Watson get out the state, and y'all sat up there and let that man tell y'all that Deshaun Watson was not a number 1 QB, and then Clemson comes down there and beats Bama
for the national championship.
The national championship, and they end up winning 2 straight.
Yeah,
you gotta go. So it was like, get us Kirby. He's one of our own, and he's gonna come in here and he's gonna run this program, and we're gonna get behind Kirby. And they spent, an insane amount of money to upgrade the program. And there you have it. Now Georgia's at the top with no foreseeable drop off.
He said, and Trevor Lawrence. Okay, this was my other point. And hey, guys, call lines are open: 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or anything like that, I'm gonna say this: I don't blame the college football playoffs for this butt whooping. I really don't, because everybody's like, "Oh, Bama should have been there." No, TCU earned it. Right? Because if TCU gets beat by Michigan, then you could have said that when they lost to Michigan. Oh, they shouldn't have been there. Should have been Bama. No, they earned it. They earned their spot. They just got their butt whooped, and it happens. I know it'll be, oh, whatever. It happens, okay? It absolutely happens. Not to that extent, but you lose. So I don't blame the college football committee for this. I love the game against TCU and Michigan. I think that was the best playoff games that weekend that I have ever seen. It was good.
It was epic.
It was great football. And it's just so how quickly we forget how great that weekend was. And then a week later happens and Georgia demolishes a team. And they're like, oh, this shouldn't have been there. No. Did you not just remember what they did last week? It was a great week of football. Everybody was clamoring over it. It was just like, oh, my God, oh, my God. All right. So let's not act like they didn't make the right decision. They can't play for TCU. All right. And I thought that was a lot emotionally to Ags of TCU to go into Michigan, be amped as they were, come back, win that game, and then come into Georgia. Like it was just different. It was just different. So I didn't really blame them for this butt whooping. And TCU had a hell of a season. Did you hear the thing that Deion might be taking TCU off the schedule?
He said that he was going to move them down in the schedule. He said he was going to play somebody else first rather than open up with TCU.
Listen.
He ain't no dummy. TCU can play.
He's trying, first of all, he's trying to save his son. And that's one. And then two, he's trying. I'm not going to bet. I strongly think that he is trying to find an FCS team to play the first two games so he can get an easy win. That is I don't listen. I don't give a damn what Deion said. He is looking for an FCS team to try to replace one of those teams so he can get an easy scrimmage game, which most FBS schools do, which they do, but he's definitely looking for an FCS game that he can kind of get the rhythm of his offense before he gets murdered in the Pac-12. That's just my personal opinion, but
we gonna soon find out, buddy. We gonna soon.
If
they say that F around or find out, Deion finna find out.
It is what it is. Dre, coming to you. Call lines are open, guys. 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. Shout out to Jackson State women's basketball for demolishing Alabama A&M girls. They whooped their ass.
Whew.
Hey, calling you live.
Hey, what's up? Kirk Herbstreit reported that the Pac-12 wants to take that game from the Big 12. That's why it's being moved. So they're gonna move Arizona State and Arizona State and Colorado after the first game, so the Pac-12 can have it. You understand what I'm getting at? Deion's first game.
So
they don't want the Big 12 to have it.
So they don't want okay. For the numbers wise, they want that to stay in the Pac-12. So you got to watch the Pac-12 network to watch that game, because when you're 0-0, when you're 0-0,
right. But they still want both. They still want two Pac-12s. You know what I'm saying? Two Pac-12 teams. They don't want, so they want to keep it in the family. Period. They don't want the Big 12 to get Deion's first game. They want his first game to be against a Pac-12 opponent.
Gotcha.
I got you. Like I was saying, 0-0 is the best time to do it, because that's when the hype train is at the highest. If he goes 0-1 and gets demolished by TCU, that excitement starts to go down. So I get what you're saying.
So what they're going to do, they're saying Colorado's going to either go to Tempe or they're going to have it at the Cardinal Stadium, because Tempe's hot in like August. It's like 100-something degrees.
Yeah.
They may have it at the Cardinal Stadium. So it's just a business move.
Okay, that makes
sense. That's all it is.
Hey, it's good.
It's a media business move.
It's something that Swag wouldn't do, but I appreciate it. Swag wouldn't do that.
Jay,
not smart enough. I still think the Orange Blossom Classic should be played later in the year. That's just my personal opinion. The game is too good to be playing the first game of the freaking week. Who plays that game week 1? Stupid. Book coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Hey, what's going on, Al? Hey, look, on the FBS championship game, you got to think about it, man. TCU was, 5 and whatever they were last year. None of those boys had championship experience, and Georgia just jumped on early.
That's real. Yeah. That's good.
You know, niggas jumped on him early. He didn't come off that emotional high and all that. But this is what I saw going back to the whole thing about, you know, the Jimmy and Joe's and scheme situation. You know, my thing is like you say, hey, you know, Georgia didn't have no drop off. They didn't have to be exotic. They just had to play. You know what I'm saying? They got a power running game against a 3-3-5. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to show me you can stop before you make me do anything different.
That's
you know
facts.
what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And to me, they just put them to sleep early. But if no TCU, you know, I think they might be good next year. I don't know if they're gonna be as good as they are now, but they might be good next year. But look, on this FCS thing, I think what we're talking about with the FCS National Championship, at the end of the day, it boils back down to what the natural tension is in FCS football, period. FCS football is regional. We keep talking about national numbers and national brands when we're talking about regional teams. You know what I'm saying? It is, unless you are FCS football person / you know, follower, you know, you don't even know who North Dakota State and South Dakota State are until it's national championship time. It's like the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? You don't follow them throughout the year. The same thing for Celebration Bowl team and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, until the NCAA manages the FCS as it actually is a regional entity and a regional activity, you know, they're kind of going that way with the playoffs, but it's going to always be, you know, we're going to have this apples and oranges conversation. Like, why are you playing a national championship game going up against the NFL? And there was just too much other stuff going on that weekend anyway, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just bad. But look, here's the question I got for you. Recruitment wise, I know it was really early, but we're talking about line play. Which team do you think has the ability to have, you know, the best out of conference showing next season based off of everything we've been talking about up to this point when it comes to like line and trench play?
That's good.
That's my question for you.
That's a damn good question, B. Right now, I would have said Fan would have been a great one, but their schedule doesn't match it. They don't play any real competition FCS wise. You know what I'm saying? Like South Carolina, I don't even know if they played. Did they play South Carolina State this year, Kofi?
No.
So they take that one off. I would have said Fam would have been a good one. I think Alcorn is really, man, listen. I think Alcorn has an opportunity to do something. And
they got to go to Steve F. Austin this year. But they always play tough out of conference.
I think Alcorn is going to do really well in that game. And that's all I got. That's all I got right now because Jackson State just lost too much. And I don't know what that looks like, you know, coming all together. And Southern, it's the quarterback as well as what Dooley's trying to do. I got to see it come together. But I like the continuity between Alcorn and FAMU at this point in time. I think those two teams will be, I would make a strong wager that they'll win their out-of-conference game.
Appreciate it, man. Happy New Year.
Go ahead, Kofi. I appreciate it, boy.
I would be looking at Howard.
That's a good. I didn't even think about MEAC. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'll be looking at Howard for next year. I know NCC lost their guy to
Cincy. He went to Cincy.
To Cincinnati. But Howard's football schedule for next year, they have Eastern Michigan, they got Hampton, they got Robert Morris, and they've got Northwestern. So all of that can be especially the Hampton game should be a good one, and the Robert Morris game should be competitive. And then you've got North Carolina Central is going to have North Carolina A&T, and I think they're going to play Hampton. If I'm not mistaken. And South Carolina State's going to play A&T. And their out-of-conference schedule always is pretty strong and competitive.
I think Morgan State, I might do something. I think Morgan State might be able to do something, pull something off as well. So I like where you went with that. And I'm gonna take this caller, but I'm gonna toss some of that at you, Kofi, before we get up out of here.
Okay.
Coach Green, coming to you.
What's up, my guys?
What's up, man? Long
show,
time.
Man.
Yeah, long time no see, my brother. Or long time no hear from. That's my bad.
Man, long time, man. Happy New Year to y'all,
Happy
man.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
I never told y'all. So this is my question for y'all. Who y'all see making the biggest jump from the MEAC to the SWAC? Who gonna make the biggest jump in each conference?
You know what? I got to call a spade a spade. I think Valley is going to be a lot better than people think. I like what Kendrick Wade is thinking of going after a lot of JUCO players. You know what I'm saying? Kids that have, they've played, they have some college experience. I think a JUCO.
Oh, you must listen to his press conference.
No, I didn't. What happened?
He said all that what you just said.
I swear to God, I did not watch his press conference. I swear to God, I did not watch his on New York on my mother. I didn't watch, I didn't watch it. But no, I just saw his commitment class. He's going after a lot of JUCOs, and I think he's going to have a solid base of kids that know how to play and can play. Now, can he put it together? We'll see. For the MEAC, I think Morgan State is primed. I think Morgan State is primed and ready to take a jump. What you got, Kof?
I think you definitely have to go with Morgan, just for the simple fact that Howard's already a co-champ. How that happened, I don't know. I was trying to figure out. I was like, how they co-champs and they got beat down the way they did? They lost by 40 some odd points to North Carolina. How they co-champ? I didn't get anyway.
Conference bylaws, bro. Conference bylaws.
That was crazy. I couldn't. That dumbfounded me. And they was on there getting their little rings and stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Morgan, and I'm gonna say Bethune. Now I haven't seen necessarily the recruits, because Coach Reed is getting a really, really, really late start with this.
Oh, like when are they going?
Like, when is the darn press conference? When is his contract going to be finalized?
I heard it's supposed to be this week.
But that being said, Cookman was very athletic last year, and I know they're losing Kamari, but I want to see. There's a lot of stuff that has to go into this, including who his staff is going to be and Valley. But just my gut is telling me Cookman's going to be competitive.
And Kofi, man, I got a question, man. I mean, well, I got to ask you something, man. You need to, because I also coach tennis. I need some tennis players, bro. I know you got some connects down there in Florida.
Well, where are you coaching?
At Russ
College.
Okay, so just hit me up offline, inbox on Twitter.
I'm gonna most definitely hit you up.
I'm gonna hit you up, Coach. I'm gonna give you his information, Coach Green.
All right,
no problem. Appreciate the call, Coach.
No problem.
All right. So this is before we go. All right, before we get up out of here. I text somebody to see if I can get an answer on the press conference with Ed Reed. Hopefully he gets back to me before we get up out of here. Let me ask you this, Kofi. How important is it for Clark Atlanta to go D1? And listen to what I'm saying to you on this, right? Listen to what I'm saying to you. I understand. This is a hypothetical situation. What I'm saying is this. I was talking to an administrator at Clark Atlanta. I'm not going to tell you his ideas. I don't want to steal them. They were amazing. But the vision was for Clark Atlanta to go D1. Mm-hmm. And once it kind of settled into my spirit, right? Clark Atlanta being D1 in Atlanta is epic. To me,
it would be huge. And let me say that, back when FAMU first joined the SWAC, there was a lot of talk, obviously we're going to keep hashing Tennessee State till the cows come home. But the other schools that were being hashed around were Clark Atlanta and Albany State. Clark Atlanta has, being in Chocolate City / the Black Hollywood, all of that stuff is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of football talent in Georgia. They could very easily, if they go to Division I, their band, if they hire the right person, would be amazing. They have everything they need to be able to go to Division I, except for the fan base right now, which of course they would just need the right leadership to sell that and to make that happen. It would take some time. It would not be instant, but the payoff would be big because the SWAC or Clark Atlanta would be in, I think, the largest media market.
Come on.
In the country. So not necessarily just that, but just being in Black
Hollywood,
Black metropolis, Black Hollywood, all of that stuff, it's a big deal. Clark Atlanta FAMU, Clark Atlanta Jackson State, Clark Atlanta Tennessee State, Clark Atlanta Grambling in Atlanta would be huge.
Oh my God.
It would be huge. I mean, imagine if, and there's so many businesses, so many resources where they could really pull in and not have to necessarily rely on only their fan base.
Yeah.
To get it. Now, again, executing a vision is a lot tougher than talking about it. So hiring the right people is key for them going to the next level. But absolutely, 100%, I wholeheartedly believe that Clark Atlanta could definitely be a player within a 3 to 5 year period.
Listen, there's too much. It's too much money in Atlanta to me that Clark Atlanta can't tap into some of those resources and get these.
It's ridiculous. It's insane.
Come up to D1. My thing is this: is that because if I'm the Clark Atlanta, I'm not going to the MEAC. It's not even fathomable why I would go to the MEAC. The MEAC is dying. I don't care what you want to say. I don't care who you want to talk to. The MEAC is not for Atlanta. It is not. Okay. Nobody wants to see Delaware State and Clark Atlanta. Nobody wants to see that. All right. I don't care what you MEAC. MEAC people, if you want to sue me, sue me. I don't give a damn. All right. The Elite Eight, whatever. Anyway, you got to go to the SWAC. If you're Clark and you got any sense of the imagination, you go to the SWAC and you play against FAM, you play against Bethune, you play against Alabama State, you play against Southern, you play against Jackson, you play against. Come on, it's not even oh my gosh, not even anyway. But
and just the colored people in Atlanta alone, when you're talking about eyes on your programming, it would be a big, big deal.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they've got to upgrade their facilities, all of that stuff, but it's there for the taking, and they could definitely do it.
They can definitely do it. And somebody saying it's Morehouse. Listen, I've been to Morehouse Stadium. It's trash. Okay. Morehouse is a jail cell playing as a football stadium. Okay. I've been there. I've walked around it. The press box looked like a mouse trap. Aren't they called the men of distinction or something like that? Listen, it's men of diminishing. Okay.
It's not safe.
It's not. It's crap. Okay. For all the people that are alums of Morehouse.
The Morehouse.
Oh, they suck.
Do better.
They did not renovate it. The only thing they changed was the scoreboard. I've been there. You cannot tell me something that I've seen with my own 2 eyes. I have walked the track. I have walked that stadium. Me and Kofi have done a show at Morehouse. The bathrooms scare me. Okay? There's literally jail bars all over the stadium. Okay? So miss me with that. I don't care. No.
The only thing that's halfway decent around there is if you get some good popcorn or you get some good tailgating people.
So, God, dog, Morehouse. Hell no, I wouldn't want to sit in no Morehouse Stadium. I'd rather go to Valley. And that's saying something.
That's saying a lot.
I've been to Valley. I would rather go to Valley than to go to Morehouse?
Morris Brown Stadium has been condemned. But if Clark Atlanta's willing to buy it, it could definitely work.
The first game I went to was the Orange Blossom Classic. The first year it started. That was my first HBCU game ever. So yeah, that was my first one. So yeah. Last caller, then we're gonna get up out of here. 7433 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hello.
Yeah, you live.
Yeah. Bishop.
What's up, Bishop? Talk to me.
Good. Hey, Duval.
Oh my
Let's go.
That's good, man. The Jazz looking too good.
Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares, bro.
I care. Duval.
Nobody cares, bro.
Hey, but I want to talk about the I really feel like they trying to do Mike Tomlin in, because before you can have a 500 season. You feel me? Either you can have a 500 season. If you can tell he the only black coach, if I'm not mistaken, he the only coach who got the longest winning season record like so far.
Yeah.
So now they've moved it to 18 games. Well, 18 game season, 18-week season. Now you play 17 games. So now it's either you have a winning season or you have a losing season.
That's
you
facts.
feel me? So I really feel like my dog really on the low. Like they're really trying to. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me now that last year they made it such a big deal and then they changed the rule this year, which was kind of weird. I don't know.
Let me say this. Mike Tomlin's job is safe because of the Pittsburgh organization. They believe in Mike Tomlin, and that's just the way they run, which is also one of the reasons why he's had such amazing success, because of the way that the Steelers are run. They're probably one of the best run franchises in all of sports.
Absolutely.
So ain't nothing finna happen to him. The Rooneys won't have it, as far as Tomlin is concerned, unless. Now, obviously, and the way I know this is Tomlin hired Brian Flores. Nobody else on the planet would have been able to hire Brian Flores except for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or if Bill Belichick wanted to do it with Robert Kraft, he could do it. But other than that, as a black person, for him to make that kind of move, he had to be all the way secure. And he is.
I don't think his job is up for grab. I don't like that they try to mess up his winning season record.
They always try that, but the Steelers are rebuilding, and once they get their footing, I think they've kind of got their quarterback. They need a couple more pieces, and they're not that far away. They're gonna always be competitive.
Anything else, Bishop, before I let you go?
Jacksonville in the Super Bowl, man. I'm calling.
Oh my God! Wait, sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere.
Now, let me say this, bro. Let me say this. Trevor Lawrence, with the way those guys are playing,
special,
and that defense that Jacksonville has, I would not want to see Trevor Lawrence in the second round, or with him having to vie for a Super Bowl if they happen to get, and I believe they're going to get through this weekend. So it ain't as far-fetched as people think. It ain't as far-fetched. I think the Jags could get it done because Kansas City is good. But and I think the Bengals also are probably the favorite. But other than that, Buffalo's vulnerable. I think the Jags can hang with the Bengals and beat them. And I think they can, on the right day, if Trevor brings his A game, they can beat Kansas City too. So that's not too far-fetched.
Tom, listen, I'm pushing my bandwagon signing day to August. Okay. I've learned my lesson from last year. I'm not jumping on something too early. I want to see the whole signing day. I want to see some spring ball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do like the last week of July. That's when bandwagon signing day was going to be. I had to push it back. I learned my lesson from last year. So
compliance.
Somebody asked me a question. How can someone from DMV in South Carolina never seen a MEAC versus MEAC game? Okay. First of all, I'm from the DMV. Morgan State was never important to me. Bowie State was never important to me. Never cared about Howard's football team. I liked University of Maryland. That's what it was for me, University of Maryland. That just is what it is. I went to South Carolina. I worked there. Never went to a Benedict game or anything like that. You know, I went to South Carolina State this year, last year for one of their football games. But if that answers your question, there you go. She said, Lord, let me put it back in the closet. She said, oh, because I had stuff in this summer. Yeah. Man, that girl ready. That girl, shout out to you, Ty. Shout out to you. I had to push it back. Had to push it back because I was just like, you know, they doing too much. All right. Kofi, what you got coming up this week on the Bowling Strike Zone?
Oh, just regular stuff. We're getting closer and closer to recruitment and signing day, so we've been talking a lot about that. There's some things happening with the track program that we're going to get into a little bit more, and we're looking forward to that. And, that's that, man. It's kind of like everything is centering around or gravitating towards February the 2nd, which is signing day, which is what everybody want to see. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, Saturday is going to be huge. All right, guys, I got a breaking news report. I got a confirmation from somebody from the Bethune-Cookman administration. They said they're looking to do the press conference next Monday for Ed Reed. They still have some stuff to figure out, so they are trying to make sure everything is good. And then next Monday, they're going to look into having the press conference. So be looking for that either next Monday or next Tuesday. You know how black people are. They will probably skip it at 2. Hey, let's do it to 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's either next Monday or next Tuesday. You'll probably see Ed Reed confirmed as the next head coach of Bethune-Cookman. So just want to give you that. Won't be doing any the breakdown this week, but you can catch me and Blue Thursday on the roundtable. We'll be doing a show recapping the FCS and FBS Championship as well, and some signings and some departures for college football. But man, listen, that's been our time for the Afterglow Show. We thank all you Bama's for coming out, and don't forget Bama University. All right, I gotta come up with a band theme song or something.
Batman.
You know what I'm saying? Bama University is coming to a town near you. Make sure you enroll now. We a step below Phoenix University. You know what I'm saying? So come get your degree. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But listen, guys, until next time, you know what I'ma do. I'ma holler. God bless.